attended it. It was adorable. Like, funny.
Thank you. So, like, getting books signed and things like that, I haven't ever been able to go and, like, meet the author to get them signed, but I did happen upon a signed edition of the very first of the Hank the Cowdog series, which, if anybody actually knows what that is, I'll be thrilled. But I found it at a used bookstore for like $5. It's like, yeah, this is now mine. It's the very first of the Hank the Cowdog series, and it's signed by the author, and it's awesome. It's a series that I grew up listening to on audiobooks mostly that my dad had checked out from the library. That it's Hank, and he's the head of ranch security on this ranch, and it's told from the perspective of a dog, but it's awesome. It's a great series. That was my story. I'm done now.
Alrighty. So assuming that we're doing Whims of Fate, last time, Erden asked if the team was leaving immediately or if he had time to go do stuff.
Waiting for us.
Tang decided that it wasn't worth using another spell slot. And so he decided no response means it's okay.
He didn't say no. That means that they.
He and Tooth managed to find the war room. As the rest of the party was leaving, Rada got impressions to turn a certain way. And when the impressions became too much to ignore, we went that direction and were teleported to the other world. And Erden was reprimanded by Nimue again.
Okay.
Before he and Tooth were also teleported to the other world. Idea was very distraught at not having her equipment with her, because they got left behind. But they eventually appeared and Looney Tunes Tooth into the ground.
Oh, yeah. Tooth, he has damage, remember, Jen?
Oh, yes, Tooth. I need to give you your damage. Where did I write it?
This particular
Keep going.
location, the plants appeared to be made of grass, but it was soon realized that it wasn't glass, it was diamond. And they realized that we were on the glass isle, of whom several of us know things and are more excited than others. Erden and Tom reminisced about the troubles of getting through Elfheim, or the border checkpoint of Elfheim. And everyone followed a confident but unknowing Idea to a cliffside. And with a flip of a coin, we went to the right, sending Thunderclap, Gausher, and a polymorphed Tong ahead to find a path. Thunderclap was able to find a game trail while the birds found a road. And Erden sent letters, which he brushed off the third letter when Rada asked him who it was for.
It was for his mother, though.
Yes.
According to Erden.
Yeah. And this week, I think the only thing I will want to change from what I said last week is that Tong is going to land several minutes in front of the party before her polymorph ends. So that she can blow off steam.
Bum, bum, bum.
As long as blowing off steam doesn't mean blowing things up to create steam.
We shall see when the party catches up with her.
So how far ahead is she?
Probably just like 5 or 10 minutes. It's just going to use that time to just like angrily rant to her owl about the terrible day that it's been.
Angry rant.
What is passive perception?
Tongs?
Yes.
16.
16.
It's just a thing you're gonna do, then the vocals gonna pop up.
I guess we'll see what. Okay. So. Okay. Pong is so caught up in her rant that she's not really paying attention to what's around her.
She gets poisoned.
No, she's not gonna get poisoned.
Nothing good though.
But does a 21 hit?
Of course.
So what happens is Tong's rage going at it, and the next thing she knows, she is in something's mouth. Like completely inside something's mouth. She felt something sticky hit her and then yank her in. And she has been yoinked
Oh no.
into a large, wet, smelly mouth. The owl is still seeing this happen. So I'm gonna need initiative.
Alright.
We're all like 5 minutes away.
Mm-hmm.
Don't worry, we'll save you in 60 rounds. You just gotta survive until then.
60 rounds.
This is where I imagine Tong just pulls out his trebuchet and yeets himself towards Tong.
Alright, 10.
We probably don't even know what's happening.
No. But I'm imagining if Gaucho flies back and tells me we would. Who's rolling initiative, Tong or Gaucho?
You know, it's like 15 rounds.
You know what I don't have?
Pretty sure Tong's not willing to fight from inside the belly of the frog.
Frog.
I suspect it's a frog. This may not be my first time.
Your first one. That's why I'm like, what frog?
Man, I haven't had to do anything with combat, so I forgot that I had this thing.
Had what?
And everything is stuck on the board.
Legendary whiteboard.
Ah, yes, the legendary.
Okay. People that I made. Not you. Not you. Eventually. You. Maybe.
I never considered the physiology of a diamond frog. Does a diamond frog have slimy skin?
It's not slime, it's mucus.
Fair, but my point still stands.
Oh, you said 11?
10.
Oh, 10.
Sorry.
I was gonna say, dang. Because that was your initiative last time we did. Initiative.
Um,
Yes. different.
Slimy could be mucus.
That is a good question.
Okay.
It could also be totally wrong, but I'm pretty sure I'm right.
Your
Not trying to metagame. I'm just happy to see familiar things.
Tom wild shaped out of her bird form.
Polymorph ended. Yes.
Oh, okay.
Why don't I have a tooth?
She's not a druid. No wife shape for her.
Where did tooth go?
She does have wild shapes, but they are restricted to just the fox.
Sure.
Okay. Cool.
It's a possibility.
So,
Race.
okay, so Toad gets to go first. It's gonna swallow. So you are currently blinded and restrained.
Did you find Tooth? Am I still lost?
I made the tooth. The tooth was
Okay.
not here. Period.
Okay, I got a 13 for mine.
Well, I don't need you yet because you're not there.
Oh, okay.
Okay. Now it is Tong's turn.
I get a feeling there's going to be steam.
I have a feeling there might be a fireball inside the diamond frog right now.
Sounds epic.
Well, it depends on what she
Maybe
can
an
do
epic way to die, but
being blinded. So she can only use spells that don't require vision or movement. She can't move her arms or anything right now because she is restrained.
So purely vote.
so basically only cantrips because wizards have to read their books from their spells from their books, don't they? Maybe that's not how prepared spells work.
Wait a minute. I think I may have found a way.
They prepared from the book.
What?
I think I may have found a way out. It's going to be interesting. So, with familiars, I can see through my familiar.
Okay.
I would like to, while seeing through my familiar, if this is permitted, use Thunderstep.
Thunderstep? I'm not familiar with Thunderstep.
You teleport yourself to an unoccupied space you can see within range. Immediately after you disappear, a thunderous boom sounds, and each creature within 10 feet of the space you left must make a Constitution saving throw. Or take damage.
Love that spell.
That's pretty great.
I love this idea. I'm hoping it works.
Teleport with a boom.
Frog's gonna be very confused. Oh, I wonder if Phoenix can talk to it.
I'll tell you that fox lizards are not tasty. Or they are tasty until they go boom.
Yeah, you can try.
Okay. I would like to try. I will try to teleport 90 feet toward in the direction that the shore is. So that is going to be a Constitution saving throw, if I am permitted.
Hold on. Yeah, hold on. I gotta. Uh-huh. Sorry, I'm trying to figure out because he's not made of normal material, so I gotta figure out what's.
Don't worry, Jen is just doing research on how diamond resonates. It's very important to the current situation.
Oh,
What happens when you hit to the diamond near a spot hit by lightning?
I know what happens to sand when it gets struck by lightning.
Yes.
Purely because of the movie Sweet Home Alabama.
even have. I don't have any real stats set up for this guy. I don't know what
And yet,
I was thinking. I don't have any. I don't know why he's only half done.
It's been a long time since we fought this thing.
Yeah.
and just to make this thing really, well,
You know what?
I'll keep it as thunder damage.
Well, if I go by hardness, okay. That's. Oh, no. Okay, so.
Oh, yeah, and if the party is within 300 feet away, they can hear the thunder.
Oh, yeah.
Probably
So,
not.
27.
That's a save. So it will only take half the damage. And 13 thunder damage.
Okay. So where were you? You were just popping back outside? Where you were, or what?
90 feet away.
Oh, 90 feet away. So when you get out, what you see is this massive crystalline toad. He doesn't look too bothered, by what you just did to it. It does like the toad thing, and it does the like blink from one eye to the next, where the eye kind of like sinks in. And it's doing the froggy breathing, and it's just kind of sitting there. You don't see any damage on it.
Wouldn't expect to.
But it does turn to face you.
I will use my movement to run.
Cool.
And I'll have Gaoshu fly
Uh,
away. And dash. Have Gaoshu dash away.
Dash to dash. Okay. How you is her? Is it for? God damn. Why am I struggling with this today? All day. It's like I cannot English. It's her. So Speed 30?
Yes.
Okay. Toad immediately reacts because it sees movement, because that's what toads do. I'm going to borrow your bathroom real quick, because Sean stuck mine up and it's making weird bubbling noises outside the translated closet. What did you do, Sean? You took a shit. Yeah. Go make sure the toilet isn't clogged.
Well, maybe you should get deeper piping so it can actually go down.
I think I had anything to do with piping. Okay. So in true toad fashion, it follows the movement. It's going to follow after you. That's a very big toad. And it has a 60-foot hop. It's gonna end up in front of you. It's gonna turn around and attempt to nab you again.
90 plus 30 is 120.
That was a very, very big toad.
Thinking it was going to be big just because Tang had already, her polymorph had worn off, so she wasn't the size of a bird anymore. And so she's like a regular humanoid size. Something to fit in, so for her to fit into its mouth, it's going to be huge.
Yeah.
All hail the
If it-
legendary action toad.
If it successfully makes an attack, it can swallow anything medium-sized or smaller.
So,
Um,
so was its
It's
movement?
time.
Was its movement 60 feet?
Yeah.
So.
Oh, you were 90 feet away, and then you went another 30.
Yep.
120.
Okay, well, if it dashes, it can get to you, and it's a total. It's seeing movement. It's going to. I can't do anything other than that.
Alrighty then.
But it's now in between you and your friends again. And I will say, at this point, you guys, you hear this boom,
Like a humongous thud.
boom, and then you hear this, like, and you can feel the ground shake when you hear this thud.
Like, Ern looks around when he hears it, just like, I don't recall hitting anything large and it
And honestly,
falling.
because Gaucha is a flying animal, you can probably see him heading towards you guys.
I see Gasha, and I don't see Tang. Something's wrong.
Mhm.
Alright.
So what I'm going to do is I'm going to have the rest of you roll initiative.
I think Erden, you would have the advantage on the initiative. Because I think Rada would suspect that you, being the most in danger, would need the vigilant blessing.
Okay. And that was a advantage, right?
Okay, so we're going to go in the order I have people here. So, Rena,
16.
16?
Mm-hmm.
Cool.
High for initiative.
What's your initiative modifier?
Oh, hold that thought, Jen. I now need to look at my initiative modifier because Dominic reminded me of the thing.
Okay.
Dirty pony.
30.
That's why.
Thank you. Yes.
Some of us
So
don't
what
have
is-
any dexterity to speak of.
Dexterity?
Yes.
So what's the initiative then?
20.
Oh, 20. Okay.
Because my initiative modifier is a +4, and I rolled a 16. Because for some reason my dice want me to fight.
Nice. Idea.
Sing to it. I got an 11. With modifier. A +1.
Erden.
You have so many.
Natural 20.
Because I didn't know that there was going to be crafting dexterity
Hell of
checks
advantage.
unless I built the character.
Rada.
11. Idea, what's your dexterity score?
13.
Alright, we're gonna have to roll for it.
Tooth, while they're doing that,
Wait, does that mean that Aaron and I have to do something like a roll off because our initiatives are the same?
no, he got a
Dexterity is usually the tiebreaker.
yeah.
Are we rolling a d20?
I rolled a d20.
Well, I rolled on my desk and ended up landing on a not flat part, and I actually am on the tip of the dice. So I'm gonna re-roll that.
It's impressive.
Because it's propped up by a cord and the keys. I got a 5.
Rada's going first. Or going before Idea.
Tooth,
And I who's gonna
I
go
got
first?
13.
wow, there's so much lag, like 20 seconds.
Between you and Megan?
Like I heard your voice through the wall long before it came through the computer.
That
Okay.
happens a lot when we have our family D&D session going on because I can hear Dominic talking in the other room, and then it comes through the speakers on Discord. Because I'm
Okay.
at my desk.
Ba-ba-ba-ba. So we just had the toad take its turn. So, Brina, it's your turn.
How far away am I from the toad?
You cannot see the toad. You do not know there is a toad. You just see Gausha coming at you at high speeds.
How far away is Gausha?
Probably 150 feet.
Well, I'll move forward to try and meet him as he's descending, which means all of 25 feet. Because I'll be short.
Do you want to just dash? Because if you dash, it'll be 40. No, 50. Sorry. See,
I'll
today
dash
is.
for- I'll
Okay.
dash-
Run into Gausha.
I'll dash towards Gausha.
Wow. Brina can move using a dash action as far as Rada can move using gesture movement.
This is why Brina usually rides Rada.
Exactly. There's a reason Rada normally gives me a ride.
Okay.
They
That's
actually has a
great.
movement speed of 35.
Yeah.
It's your turn.
Two's trying to figure out what's going on. I don't
Do you
know
wanna
how high
go-
he can actually. I
Wait,
don't know
is it
how tall this diamond grass is, and if he can actually see over it.
You're on a road.
Oh, we're on a road now. Oh, okay.
Yeah, like a goat track like you would hike on.
Got a 20, so isn't he after me?
Yeah. You just took your full turn to dash.
And I think,
Right, but isn't Erden next?
well, Erden should
Because it takes your movement and your action. He's before the toad, and since it was the toad's turn, we're gonna have to circle back.
Oh, okay. That's what I was confused about because I'm like, Erden rolled the same as I did, so why isn't he going? So,
It's just
that makes more
because he did better than the toad, and since it was just now the toad's turn, I just started it from where we were at.
No, that makes perfect sense.
Otherwise, Tong was gonna get swallowed again.
Yeah, let's avoid Tong getting swallowed.
Okay. So there's a giant toad.
You can't see the toad. You don't know about the toad. All you know is that Gausha is flying like a bat out of hell back to you guys, and that Brina is running up to meet him.
And there was a big boom, and I have to figure out how to make a bigger one.
Yes, you did hear the big boom, and then you heard the big thud, and you felt the big thud. In fact, you and Brina probably fell over because of the big thud.
Do I have to use some of my action to be able to get up there?
No.
Okay.
It was probably just like a fall to one knee kind of fall.
Yeah.
Okay. So wait, was Tooth ever healed from injuries? You know, patched up, given first aid.
Nope.
Nope.
We're kind of all
What?
reserving our resources at the moment.
Why would I?
I was punctured by grass.
I know we did. Basically, won't be.
Let's see. I got 17 for a heal check on my fail.
When I'm wrong with that stuff.
You
Well,
are,
it's medicine, but
yeah.
You're not very grumpy anymore.
I mean, you check yourself over. You're not like bleeding profusely anywhere. It's kind of like when you give yourself a paper cut, except this time it was, being stabbed by grass. You just got a bunch of them. Nothing's broken. You're not bleeding internally anywhere, so if you really feel the need, you can tear up some rags and wrap them on you, but you probably don't need it. You're probably not even bleeding anymore.
If you had been opened up by too badly, somebody would have killed you.
Not Idea.
I'm not gonna lie.
I mean, they did once.
My mind went to Tooth just pulling out a little box of band-aids and using the small band-aids, which are still pretty big on him, just to put over the cuts.
These are like the small kid-sized band-aids.
Yes. Small kid-sized band-aids that are still like
I know
they look
exactly
probably
what you're talking about.
yeah. That probably look medium size on him.
He's stuck on Band-Aid brand because Band-Aid stick on
Band-aid
him.
stuck on me. Lord.
Oh.
How the heck do I still remember that?
Never heard that
But-
outside. Because band-aid stuck on me. It was an old ad.
No.
The best part about that, you know who wrote that jingle? Barry Manilow.
Oh.
Anyway,
But anyways,
And this
I
would
think that's all. That's all Tooth's really gonna do for his turn because he doesn't know, much of what's going on. He just wants to make sure, he's fine.
okie dokie. Rada.
Good.
Alright, that's Rada. Well,
Did a medicine check and put band-aids on.
ooh. Well, nothing good sounds like it's happening, so,
Look.
bonus action, Shield of Faith on Rada.
I know it's cheated box.
Actually, no, I'm gonna save that. Going to move 50 feet. Presumably, I still can't see anything. All right, then I'll move another 50 feet using a dash action.
Okay. That does allow you to come around a corner, and you see the backside of what looks like a massive crystalline toad or frog of some sort. Like, you could look this thing in the eyes. Massive.
All right.
A very sparkly toad.
How far away is it?
It's probably another 70, 75 feet.
Damn it. Well, shoot. I can't really do anything because I used my action to dash. And I don't have any bonus actions that are within that range. If it was just 10 feet closer, I could spiritual weapon it.
You're so close.
Nope.
All right, Idea, that's you.
Well, I'll take my 35 feet of movement. The mysterious cause of booms and earthquakes.
Now's not the time for zoomies. Sorry. Continue.
Not knowing what I'm dealing with yet, but wanting to send a message, but not wanting to go for the full booming yet. I'm gonna use thaumaturgy to make the ground quake.
Okay. Sounds good. Um. Gosh. Let me. Make sure. Let's see.
And thus we return to Edea using her spell slots, however she dang well pleases.
At least thaumaturgy is a cantrip.
Yes, it is. Okay. And that's all Idea's doing?
Yep.
Cool. Tong!
Alright. I have two options. I can go invisible, or I can use Misty Step. One is a bonus action.
Enough.
It's true.
Honestly, why not both is a good inquiry on that.
I think math is going to... Movement is going to be on my side. I'm going to Misty Step to where I saw on the other side of the toad, so that's 30 feet. And now I'm going to move and dash, so that is 90 feet total.
Cool. You are managed to do so. You see Rada as you're booking it past her.
Yeah, you just cyclically telling her, like, help, help, help.
The best part is, from Rada's perspective, she sees Tong Misty Step and bolt toward her, and as she's dashing past, she just sees her covered in this slime of some sort, and she reeks. Okay. That brings us to Erden.
So Erden's seeing Gaoshu coming towards us, and also, well, everyone else starting to rush forward, and that loud boom. He is going to run, dash, and then Misty Step for 90 feet.
Okay.
And that is everything.
So you're 10 feet behind Rada.
Yep.
Yeah, I was gonna say
I'm like trying to keep up with.
You're just in the right spot for like Tong to be dashing past you as well. And the same thing we see, she's just bolting like a bat out of hell. She's covered in this sticky, wet slime stuff, and she smells like boiled pond water. Yeah. You know, like that rotting decay smell you get in those ponds that sit still too long.
I don't want to think of that, but yes.
Don't worry, Tong. We're here to rescue you.
All right. The toad is confused. The toad is going to slowly spin around because it can hear things behind it. It blinks. And because it's seeing the movement from Tong, it doesn't necessarily catch sight of Rada. It catches sight of Erden. Because she's running past you as it turns, kind of thing.
Makes sense.
So, it's going to go ahead and just do nothing but 2 very large hops. That are gonna get it. Well, yeah. It'll be behind Erden. And then it's gonna spin around to look at you. You feel the thump, thump as it hops. And then it's gonna turn to face you.
It's making tremors better than I am.
You just sort of hear this. It's funny because you're expecting like this deep throatal, like glottal, like ribbit, but it's more of a like chirping sound that you get from like cricket frogs. So it's more of a noise that it makes at you, but it like hits you with the concussive force of like music at a concert when you're standing right next to the speaker. So you feel this just like vibrate through you, and you're just like, oh, and its breath reeks just like that nasty pond water.
Yeah, now I'm imagining like it croaks and then like there's enough wind, both power and the smell, that actually like has his hair like go back a little bit and stick up a little.
Yeah, I would think Rana can also smell and feel that ribbit go through her. Like, whoa,
Hello
big toad.
there.
Brina, it is your turn. You hear 2 more thuds and a loud.
How close is Gaucho to me?
At this point, Gauth is probably
Past.
on it back to where you guys are, or where you
No,
you can talk.
He would be like 30 within 30 feet because his whole movement would be
Mm.
120 feet.
Okay, there you go. More than 30 feet then.
Have I gotten to where I'm close enough to Gaucho?
You'll have to do your full movement speed, but you'll be close enough then, because you'll
Okay.
be within 5 feet.
Yeah, I'll move forward towards Gaucho and like kind of wave my arms as I'm doing it. It's like, what's going on? Where's Tong?
Escape the giant toad.
Giant toad?
He's flying past.
That's new.
I'm gonna like stop just where I'm at because I'm a little bit like giant toad. I have no idea what to do with that information. Like I know what a toad is, obviously, but it's like giant toad. How big? How big is giant? Because giant to Gaucho might be giant to me, but at the same time, what's giant to Tom? So once I've talked with Gaucho, I'm going to be stopped in the road and trying to process before moving forward.
You know what? Because you're good with animals and you just heard that croak, go ahead and give me a knowledge nature.
A nature check? You mean?
Nature check.
Sorry, you said knowledge nature, and I'm like,
Because
think I can
technically it's a knowledge check.
that also landed on a crevice. Interesting. Oh man, that is a 6.
6. You have heard very similar perps to that before. Never that loud or that that far encompassing, because you could tell that came from a far distance.
Mm-hmm.
But that's incredible for a toad the size that you're used to seeing. The toads that sound kind of like that, are spadefoot toads, which are often found in the deserts on the mainland that you're used to visiting.
Okay.
They are cute little toads with these little knobbies on their back feet that allow them to dig in the mud.
Okay.
I really like spadefoot toads. They're cute. And they do make really cute chirping noises. You have to be careful when you pick them up, because if you startle them too much, they'll pee on you.
Well, you don't want that. Cute.
I mean, their pee's a lot cleaner than ours because it's mostly water. So a lot of desert animals will actually intentionally pee on themselves to cool off, so. Fun facts. Anyway. So you're like, it sounds like a spadefoot toad, but I'm not sure they'd be here.
It's like, this isn't desert. And that was a lot louder than any of those little toads that I've heard before.
Yeah. All right. That takes us to Tooth. Tooth, you also heard and felt the two thumps and heard the.
That's a nope for me.
I don't think so.
Yeah.
You just gonna hang tight then?
He's just gonna stay put and be like, no, thank you. He's gonna prepare to hide if need be.
Oh, Gotcha's still heading your way because you haven't moved. So you're just
Yep.
gonna hang out with Gotcha.
Yep, sounds good.
You're gonna be buddies.
Yep.
Alright. Rada.
Alright. I think it's going to be very difficult to get away with this thing, from this thing. So I am going to prioritize defending everyone. So Rada's going to move next. She's going to move next to it, but she's going to be on the opposite side of it from Erden, since he was like 10 feet behind her. So she can easily get behind the, get onto the opposite side of the toad.
Okay.
So we're flanking it. And
Okay.
Bonus action, spiritual weapon.
Yeah.
That's a miss.
But
Action.
Spiritual weapon. That's a miss. Never mind.
Well, unless for some reason a 13 hits.
No. So basically, you summon that spiritual weapon, and it goes to swing, and it looks like it's gonna hit. It makes contact with this toad, but you hear this, and it slides off.
Right, then Warhammer. That's even worse.
How bad?
8.
8. Yeah, you try again. You go to swing with the warhammer, and again you hear this chink, and you actually feel it kind of vibrate through your arms, like you've hit something hard, and you're just like, whoa, okay. All right. Anything else? Or is that... No, that's... Because one was... Yeah, that should be everything.
It was movement, bonus action, and
Yeah.
dash. Oh, no, not dash.
Yeah.
Action.
Action. Idea!
I can now see the toad?
From your vantage point, you would have suddenly seen this massive glittering toad land between you and Erden, and then seen Rada run around it. And then heard these distinctive chinks as she tries to hit it.
I just remembered I should have done those with advantage, but oh, my turn's passed.
Is Rada now close enough to reach with 35 feet of movement?
Yes. I think so.
Beautiful. So Dea has realized that there is no competition to be had with the toad. So we're gonna make a different kind of noise. We'll first move up next to Rada. To cast elemental weapon on the war. Actually, it's Warhammer's magical. That doesn't work. Next idea.
Only
Oh.
if you're talking about Rada's Warhammer, then that would only be the +2 Warhammer. I was using the mundane one.
Oh, the mundane one?
Yeah, she's using the mundane. She wouldn't be using the cursed one, right?
I forgot that
She
she has
usually
two Warhammers.
uses that cursed one when she's feeling desperate.
Yeah.
She's not feeling desperate yet.
Yeah.
Not yet.
Okay. Then I will take your mundane Warhammer and cast elemental weapon on it, making it a +1 weapon that gives an extra 1d4 damage of lightning.
All right.
It's a lightning Warhammer. And then I will take my spiritual weapon and also attempt to hammer at the toad.
Okay. Dun, dun.
Dang. I don't know what the modifier for this is.
Spiritual weapon, that would be your wisdom mod.
I was gonna say I thought it was my spellcasting modifier, but
Yeah.
so that's an 8. That might be too high.
8.
Oh,
What's
no.
your wisdom modifier?
My wisdom modifier is a +5, but my attack bonus on wisdom spells is a +8.
You got a natural 1 on that roll?
No, I got a nat 20.
Oh.
Oh,
You asked me what my wisdom modifier was. Does you make a melee? Okay, so that would use my spell attack bonus.
Yes, which would be +8.
28. Nat 20.
okay.
Yeah.
Go ahead and do your damage.
See here. Crits are double dice,
Yeah,
right?
double dice.
Mm-hmm.
You want this?
Rolls a 1 both times.
You want the
Plus my spellcasting ability modifier, which,
I don't think for spell attacks.
that's what it says in the
Oh, no.
description. On a hit, the
Yep.
target takes force damage equal to 1d8 plus your spellcasting ability modifier.
Yep. Yeah,
Which I'm guessing is just the wisdom, not the full damage.
Yes.
15.
15 damage.
Yes. Might be the most damage a day will ever do in combat. At least for the next 3 levels.
So you'll definitely hear a crystalline crack. You don't see any like shatter patterns anywhere on it, but you're pretty sure that you cracked it somewhere. Because it definitely sounded like cracking rock, and you're very familiar with that sound, Idea.
It's true.
Yes.
I'm the best at that sound.
It's kind of perfect.
Okay. Tong!
Alright. Down to my first level spell slots and cantrips.
Dang.
Yeah, that wedding took a lot of my spell slots.
Day of spending spell slots like the day I spend spell slots. More spell slot spending!
The elderly at the slots machines?
Alright, so doing the math in my head, Rado was 70 feet away. So that means Tong is currently 20 feet away. No, she was. She's 10 feet away from Erden. So she's pretty much right next to where Rada and Adea are right now.
Mm-hmm.
Alright, so Rada, Adea, the two of you will see Tong reach down to her spell book, pretty much make a grabbing motion and pull away, and a spectral book or spectral tome will appear as she flings it out, say 30 feet away, and so that was my bonus action. Why the heck not? Let's try this. Can I have the toad make an intelligence save?
It's a toad. It's got
Got an intelligence of what, 2? 3?
negatives to intelligence. How about a 10?
It fails. So it will take 2d6. It will take 7 psychic damage.
Oh, it's got a headache.
And the next time that it makes a saving throw, it has to subtract 1d4 from the roll.
Okay.
We're going to hide behind the tanks.
Alright, Erden.
So Erden kind of realizing, this toad's made of diamond. It's probably going to be very difficult to do, given how well Rada's attack went. So Erden's going to cast Speak with Animals.
Okay.
And since the toad's looking at him, he'll simply ask, "So, what you doing here?"
It's about hunting.
Do we look like your common prey?
Yeah, speak to animals, yes.
What's prey?
Eat whatever can catch.
Tong.
Well, this food's gonna fight back, so it will probably be in your best interest to run.
Do not know what run means.
Hop that way. And just points in a random direction.
Persuasion on the toad.
Yeah, you're gonna need to persuade this toad to follow your instructions.
Either
I have a
persuade or
+5.
intimidate.
This is gonna go great.
I mean, this is a toad, so he's not gonna have any modifiers.
That's pretty good. That's actually a dirty 20.
Someone really should make an alcoholic drink out of that. Here, have a dirty 20.
The toad kind of blinks. It looks like it's having trouble focusing on you because toads have terrible vision. Not hungry now. Food here, not there. And it just kind of waves its leg randomly, like it's not really sure where you were pointing. And it almost smacks you with its leg because it can't see.
Mm-hmm. But the food will hurt you.
Not first time.
I actually didn't catch that.
Not first time.
But it will be the last time.
Now he's intimidating a toad.
Like, Ernst's not even trying. He's just like, please, just go away.
Hey, if it works.
What I want to know is if the toad's skin is considered stone.
Is there anything else you want to do on your turn other than try and persuade this toad not to?
Ern's also casting Thunderous Smite, so if he attacks next turn, then he's ready. And that's it.
Yeah. Toad turns away from you because apparently you're not food, but something was poking him in the bum, so he's gonna turn around and see what was going on there.
That's the dangerous food.
Ooh. Let's see.
We're trying to reason with a diamond toad.
All right. Even, it's Adea. Odd, it's Rada. Oh,
We both
looks like
have
it's
great ACs, I'm pretty
Rada.
sure.
So he's gonna try and attack Rada. Oh no. The 27.
That hits everyone.
That's a big toad. He's got lots of hit points, or lots of. All right. He's going to kind of do this weird lunge. He's got his tongue leaping out. You know how frogs do that weird thing where they like kind of throw their tongue out, but also like throw their whole mouth because they bite weird. So he's gonna do that. There it is. What did I see? For 8 piercing damage, and it's going to basically it's got you in its mouth. It can't. It's basically grappling you right now, so it's got a hold of you.
All right.
Rada is restrained. Probably the biggest thing the toad can even try and eat. He's only barely a medium creature.
Like I said, toads aren't smart. They're toads. Okay, that's all toad can do right now. All right, so that puts us to Brina.
Yeah. I'm going to cautiously move forward so I can at least. Well, okay, actually, question. Can I see what's going on with everybody else right now from where I'm at?
Not quite yet. You'll have to go. So like the road is kind of turning.
Okay,
You can
so
hear a lot of
I'm
what's going on.
not
So you probably need to go another like 20 feet before you can see anything.
okay. I'm going to move forward so I can at least see what's going on.
Rada has been eaten whole by a toad.
What you see is you see Tang hiding behind Rada and Idea, and Rada is now in the mouth of a giant glittering toad.
So I'm not sure what to do right now.
Mr. Toad, these people are like family to me. Don't eat them.
What are you I love Erden's just like, those are the dangerous ones.
This is the dangerous food. This is what I was talking about.
Me, a dumb animal.
Yes, Arden's been talking to a toad. He's been persuading a toad. He's been intimidating a toad. You now
It's like-
understand what all of this was about.
The worst decision in who to try and launch this time.
So from where I'm at on the road, would the toad be able to hear me if I try to talk to it?
No. There's a lot of noise and chaos going on over there, and you're very small.
There's a lot of screaming.
You might actually look like safe food.
Which is why I'm not going to move forward any further than I already am. So I don't know if this counts as an action, but can I like rack my brain for anything else that I know about what the toad, like the spade-footed toads that I'm used to, like what they, like anything else that would deter a toad from food?
Yeah.
What check would it be?
It'd be another nature check.
That would be a 2. I'm apparently intimidated by the sight of a freaking large glittering toad eating my friend.
Does sound rather intimidating.
You got a 2?
I rolled a nat 1. But I have a +1
Oh.
in nature.
A nat 1.
I'm sorry, everyone. I'm too terrified for rational thought.
It's one of those things where it's not even terrified because of the toad. It's like terrified that your friend's going to die, and you're just like, what do I do? What do I do? What do I do? And you're not stopping to think really.
Yeah,
You're
because my
just
brain is
like-
going 50,000 different directions all at the same time. It's like, why is in the
Yeah.
mouth of a gigantic toad? I am way too small to actually help. Ah!
Yeah.
But one quick question, like, as I look at the toad, and I could be, because of that role, I might not be capable of rational thought, I understand that. Does it look at all like any sort of toad that I would have known? No.
No, this is a very sparkly toad that reminds you of, like, gemstones.
And it's a man-eating side.
It has, like, it's behaving very toad-like, but it does not really look like what you expect a toad to look like.
A female toad? Then we can call it a man-eater.
Oh,
Here she comes.
what a bunch!
She'll kill ya. I would say Jinx, but we kind of need the DM to speak.
Tooth.
Yes.
There's lots of screaming and shouting and chirping.
Yeah, Sabrina's just kind of like in the middle of the road going like this. It's like,
I will say from your vantage point too, you can see Brina standing there with her hands like this. But other than that, you're like,
Oh yeah, that's how it starts with all the oohs and ahs, but then comes the running and the screaming.
yeah, screaming. Got some of the first teasers out for the new Jurassic World.
I was gonna say like that is my turn, Jen.
Right, still hanging out, Tooth?
Yeah. She's like, no, I'm small, and they could swallow me. But
Are you gonna comfort Goucha?
yeah, I'll comfort. Pat on the back. Pat.
I'll keep her safe. It'll be okay.
If Tong ends up inside the toad, I can just pull her out of my bag. Don't ask how. It just happened. I've done it before. I can do it again.
This is really comforting. Oh man. Okay. Rada,
Alright, so
you're in a toad's mouth.
am I restrained or am I grappled?
You are grappled right now.
Excellent. Guys, that does not get rid of the advantage that I would have for flanking.
No.
What's the difference between restrained and grappled?
Restrained, you have disadvantage
Restrained.
on attacks.
Okay.
Yeah.
And
Because
grappled.
basically, so grappled means like I got a hold of you. Restrained means you can't move.
So grappled means somebody has grabbed you by the ankle. Restrained means somebody has chained you up on the wall.
Okay. So that hit.
Yeah.
No, don't hit anything, please. Okay, I'm not gonna bother rolling anymore. That's a miss with the warhammer. With the spiritual weapon. Okay. Wow, managed to roll 16 both times. So that is a 24.
I was like,
24 to hit with the spiritual weapon.
sweet. Give me some damage.
Alright, and where's spiritual weapon? D4. No, D8 plus 4. No, stop it. 7 points of damage.
Okay.
Force damage. And my movement is 0, so.
Noted.
So let's circle that. Cross that out. Idea, help.
Working on it. Need to know if this frog's skin would be considered stone.
No.
Yeah, I didn't think so. Had an epic moment planned just in case, but I didn't think of it.
Technically, it's elemental. I'm funny, laugh.
I love the panicked laughter of all of us laughing at the DM's joke in hopes that she doesn't kill us by a gigantic sparkly toad. Question. So the toad is considered an elemental?
No, she's
No,
joking.
just a joke. Because it's all
Yeah.
because diamond just carbon.
I'd be luckier if it was quartz, but carbon is a whole different story.
Yeah.
Heck, if it was glass, I might be luckier even.
Yeah, I was gonna say carbon doesn't behave like a stone, so it can't be considered stone even though it makes rocks. Because carbon technically it's not even a mineral because it's organic ish.
I did my research before asking about it. I was like, diamonds forming quote unquote stones is actually a rather unusual trait for this stuff.
I mean, they can. Because diamonds have a fixed structure.
Yeah, they have a crystalline structure.
Yeah.
But I respect your ruling. I could get away with a lot of stuff if I was allowed to stone-shaped diamonds.
Yeah, unfortunately, the stone shape does not work on gemstones. It has to be rock, not mineral.
Silicates.
Yeah, silicates. But it still won't work on like quartz crystal. Like it still has to be, like I said, can't be pure mineral. It has to be like a mix. Because the whole point of a mineral is that it doesn't.
And I stone-shaped geodes.
Yeah, I mean, you can stone shape geodes because the outside is rock. The inside's not going to change. It might shatter if you, if you change the shape too much. But
So all of those cute little heart-shaped geodes that we find all over the world, it's your fault.
heart shape doesn't sound very Adea.
I know.
One finds a random, like, this looks like it was once a geode, but all the rock seems to have melted into a stick, and now it looks like a sphere with a geode at the end of it. What the heck happened here?
Less thinking, more hitting.
I'm not sure.
My turn. Is it my turn?
Yeah.
Oh, I totally thought it was like Harden's
It
turn.
is your turn.
No.
Okay. I'm sorry. I didn't realize it
No.
was wasting time.
Saying, please save me.
Yeah.
Be my knight in shining armor.
Did we establish that it wasn't actually able to close its mouth?
Okay. Then you said that Rada is in its mouth, but from what I understood from what you were saying is that the mouth wasn't closed on Rada.
So, yeah, no, not yet, because it's going to have to do another turn to try and swallow Rada.
Okay. So the mouth is actually kind of open, but Rada's in that space.
Yeah. So just kind of imagine like when a toad or a lizard grabs something that's a little bigger than its head.
Mhm.
And so like Rada's kind of, it hasn't tried to pick her up yet, but like her limbs are kind of sticking out at funny angles and things like that because she doesn't technically fit in the mouth because
Yeah.
she's not mouth shaped.
Um, all right. And it seems to have like a proper liquid saliva.
Yes.
Okay. First, we will attack with the spiritual weapon.
Okay.
I've rolled a 3. An 11 probably doesn't hit.
No, it does not. You glance off of its thick hide.
And then I would like to destroy the water in the container that is the toad's mouth.
You're trying to what?
I would like to destroy the water in the open container that is the toad's mouth.
Okay. How much does that do?
It can destroy up to 10 gallons of water.
Okay. Find the toad's one weakness. It's still a toad. It's still an amphibian.
Just dehydrated this. Give this thing extreme dry mouth.
Boy, okay. extreme right now. Yeah, that's for sure.
Really hard to swallow that way. The very least. If I haven't stopped it from functioning entirely.
Water that you can destroy. Like, seriously, you're
Okay,
dehydrating this
so
with that.
I was like, I gotta roll like a percentage dice to see how much that really does. That was 89% of its body water. Okay. Can you give me like 2d10 of worth of damage?
Don't forget that you have the
2d10.
Yeah.
That is 10 damage.
Okay.
Okay, that was great.
All right. Anything else you want to do, Idea?
Nope, I've used my bonus action. I've used my my standard action, and I don't particularly feel like moving away. Hopefully, Rada feels sufficiently saved. A lot less slimy now,
Yep.
I presume.
Because they're like, what happens when you're blind or deaf or scared? But nobody ever asks, what happens if you get dehydrated?
Hydrate or dihydrate?
I mean, I've usually seen people use this spell to put water in people's lungs. Not the other way around. Man, now
This is a very specific case where I could even try and do that. Like,
well, now here's the question: Is Rada?
I guess he's gonna suffer a level of exhaustion.
Now the question is Rada no longer sticking to it?
I mean, you were never really well. No, you're not gonna be sticking. You're still stuck in the mouth because toads have teeth. He hasn't let go, but he's suddenly like, ugh, whoa. All right.
somewhere in the background.
Good job. You gave him
like
a
narrative using like see, let go of me.
this is probably the first time the toad has ever been dehydrated from the inside out.
If it's Tong's turn, then make the toad roll an intelligence save and subtract a d4.
Can't roll an intelligence save. It has none. Oh, I rolled a 15. 9.
All right. Oh, come on, can I roll higher? That is 6 psychic damage. And we're just gonna have the animated spellbook just like float around the toad.
Okay. And actually, I should have done this when it got dehydrated because now it's gonna panic. Erden, can you give me a reflex or reflex? Dexterity save.
21.
Okay. Toad panics. You move just in time as it suddenly just pees, because that's what toads do when they panic. And there's like this rush of water that like runs at you, but you're able to dodge out of the way before you get, full on in the face.
Oh, thank goodness.
Yeah. It's your turn.
Okay. And I just used that one d20, so advantage. So Ern is going to be attacking, and does a 21 hit.
It does.
All right.
Barely.
So that is 6 slashing damage and 9 thunder damage.
Okay. So the slashing damage doesn't seem to do a ton. The thunder damage does a little more. You said there was 9 thunder?
Yes.
Okay.
And while Ern's attacking, he's basically yelling at the toad, I did warn you! This food is going to fight back.
Wow.
Did you have multi-attack?
No, paladins don't have that until level 14.
Well, I thought it was because it's pretty standard.
You just get to smite things instead. Clerics don't get multi-attack either.
Well, that's because
Or the really
clerics
stat-
aren't. That's because clerics aren't martial characters; they're spellcasters.
Fair.
The rest don't have it written down anywhere.
Yeah, my app not close. Okay, paladin. Oh, that's range.
I'm kind of hoping that the toad would decide that this was not worth it, but Toad's dumb, and Toad rolled an 8 to be like, this is bad. So Toad's gonna try and swallow Rada now with a 24 an attack.
Paladins do get extra attack at 5th level.
Oh, they do. Okay.
Huh?
Paladins get
Apparently
extra
paladins
attack.
do get extra attack.
Oh.
Drop my d8.
Someday Adeo will have extra attacks.
For additional 7 damage.
That's a long way away.
Slashing.
What was the attack?
To hit, ended up being another 21.
Oh, okay. So another 7?
Yes.
Okay. Anyway. Alright, back to Toad's turn. Rada, does a 24 hit?
Yes.
Okay, he is going to kill you, and it's gonna because extra limbs. But you are now blinded and restrained as it is attempting to get you down as awkwardly, and it feels weird and gross.
Sure, the toad feels the same
Okay.
way, considering it has very little to no saliva to work with.
Just swallowed Rada. Was that you, Megan?
Yes.
Oh, okay, because I heard this weird echo from down the hallway and then over here, and I was like, wait a minute. Hi. I made you jump. What are you doing? I know what you want. Rita.
Yeah, I'm trying to figure out what the heck I'm doing.
Okay. Just making sure you actually heard me, because, things have been cutting in and out. So
No, I heard you. My apologies. Yeah, that's kind of where my brain's at right now. Because I'm sitting here, I'm like, I have no idea what to do. Like, I know I have my Valkyrie, but I'm like, look at my Valkyrie.
How did you not get?
Valkyrie. Where's my information on Valkyrie? Me? Okay.
I mean, really, any attack is better than no attack.
Wow, whoever designed this did not design put Centaur in here.
So, wait, is the toad's mouth now closed?
Yes.
No more destroying water inside its mouth.
My thing is, like, I have actually have an idea. Because his mouth is full of water. Because, and Jen, you might have to help with this because for because my weapons are a little bit different. Because I have my, like, for my rapier, what I have is my Tayaha, which it's a little bit more like a spear, but it's what it is. So in a way, I'm using like the hilt. Am I? How far away am I from the toad?
See, around the corner.
Well, I'm around the corner, and so I can see everything.
Yeah, you can see everything.
This is gonna work, but
I think it's like 60 feet.
oh, okay. Well, and my dash would be 50. Well, I'm gonna at least dash. I'm gonna get out my Tayaha and start dashing forward so I can try and help Rana. But I'm not gonna get all the way there. So.
Okay. So you're gonna.
I have my Tayaha out and ready to attack, but I'm not at the toad yet because I can't move that fast.
Gotcha. Okay. Tooth is not comforting. Gosh, oh well. Rana.
Alright. So, being blinded, I have
Uh-huh.
advantage.
Mhm.
Do I still have advantage for flanking, or am I not flanking anyone at the moment?
You are not flanking anymore.
Alright.
You are restrained.
Alright. So first off, with the spiritual weapon, 19. 19 to hit.
It does not hit. It does not. It's very close. It just kind of slides off again.
Then the weapon attack will not hit either.
Okay. Hidea! Rana just got swallowed
Jeez.
in front of you. Huh.
Why do I? Oh, okay. Like, why the heck do I have a jingle bell in my inventory? I'm glad I took notes on why that's there.
Jingle bell.
Um, huh. So Toad's mouth is now closed. Not gonna get anything in it. Everybody's attacks have basically been bouncing off the thing. Does it appear to have any other weak spots?
I mean, there've been a few spots where it seems that it has taken damage.
Mm-hmm.
If you want to give me a knowledge check because you know how crystals and things work, you might be able to figure out why it was taking damage sometimes and not other times. You'll basically have to do... Yeah, it'll have to be like an intelligence check because I don't think there's just a straight knowledge.
No.
Anything.
No. I do have proficiency in the crafting check, but that's okay. I think I'll go for it. I want to find a way to get some steel stuck in this thing.
Dale, you lose your weapons that way.
Yes, but if I can still see them, the next part is you heat it. That's a 7 with modifier of +5.
A 7?
Yeah.
You're having some similar issues to Brina, where you know you should know something, but this situation's real stressful. Your comrade just got eaten.
Running out of brilliant ideas.
Yeah, brain is starting to short circuit a little bit.
Yeah. All right. Well, let's use the bonus action to smack it with the spiritual weapon again. Maybe we'll find it by trial and error. We did crack it once. Oh, that 5 plus 8, I don't think is going to help.
That's for what?
Spiritual
The
weapon.
spiritual weapon.
Oh,
Come on, dice. I
yeah,
need a little
no,
bit better than
it is
that.
not, unfortunately.
All right. Well, the slightly frazzled but also thoughtful Adea will continue to persevere where she is. Next person.
Alright.
Wrong.
I guess you can yell out, if anybody could get some steel in this thing, it'd be nice.
Your protection has just been swallowed.
Moving behind Adea. And magic missile. I'm going to magic missile the eyes.
Okay.
Okay. So it's 2 plus 1 plus 12 force damage.
Okay.
first level.
Does it have crystal eyes? That'd be creepy and cool at the same time.
Yeah. They're everything except for like the insides looked crystalline.
Well, that
You
I
spilling something out there, Sean?
I have to keep one of those
Erden.
eyes.
It's
Oh,
not
it's my
the
turn?
I think
Yep.
Crystal eyes. That's cool.
Your turn, Irene.
Oh, okay. Erden uses the spell command
Probably more
Okay.
likely.
and declares the word
Eye.
spew.
You.
I would have gone with regurgitate, but
Well, I tried to look up verbs for spit out, and one of the first one was hawk,
Spew.
spew, and spit. So
Okay. And then 5. Yeah.
Good news is it doesn't have much saliva left to actually spew, so it might actually have to find something else to spew.
Well, we're just trying to get it to spit Rana out, so.
Yes.
Wisdom saving throw. Yeah,
oh, and
he's not gonna
D4
pass.
because it's a saving throw.
As it
Well,
needed
yeah,
a
he only rolled.
-2.
It rolled a nat 3. It's
yeah, no, that's not. The
not.
dude cannot possibly have enough proficiency bonuses.
I was gonna say, if you've got a negative on your overall score, does it have to spit up its insides like the Black Plague?
Um.
I declare remove internals.
Well, the thing is, it
I don't
can't
think
it can't take any actions that would harm itself.
That's true.
Also, doesn't that
Oh.
use its actions to carry out the command?
This is gonna be great.
Yeah, it
Okay.
has to use its
So
full action to do
it's
it.
on its turn, right? When it does this.
Yes.
Okay. So it's gonna have to follow the command Idea and Tong. I need you to make dexterity saving throws. Because when toads vomit,
Are they within 10 feet of me? Because if they are, they get +4.
I think so, yeah. Well, Idea is, I don't think Tong is, because Tong's on the other river, and this
Are
toad
we
takes
adding
up
did you
a
say a
large space.
D4?
Yeah.
Oh boy,
16
I
total.
just got toothed.
You just got toothed.
What's that supposed to mean?
So last session, Tooth got buried under all the stuff.
Idea, what did you get?
16 for my dex save. 14 plus 1 plus 1.
You barely dodge out of the way. Suddenly, this toad gets not only Rada, but its entire stomach. Because when toads vomit, they have to force their entire stomach out and up and out of their mouths and turn it inside out. So, first thing I gotta do. Rada, you're gonna take 13 damage for being suddenly ejected at full speed out of this stomach. And Tong is going to take 5 damage from having Rada thrown on top of her.
I kind of like the idea that the toad is so big that Ern actually can't see anything that's going on in front of him.
Because the stomach contents have been ejected, I need constitution saves because you just got stomach acid and whatever else this toad has eaten today vomited on you.
Would that be both Rada and Tong?
Yes.
I'm so sorry. I completely forgot about this fact.
Tong got a 17.
Okay.
Rada got a 7.
Rada, you don't feel great at all. This is overpowering. This is worse than just the smell in the mouth. This is a horrific stench. And like you can feel the bile slipping under your armor and getting into your hair. You can almost feel
since we got the glass vial.
Tong has seen worse. Tong's like, okay.
When would she have seen worse?
And Toad was not happy about this. Toad is going to back away, dragging its stomach along, and slowly trying to get it back inside.
I exposed a weakness. Take advantage of it.
I was gonna say, do we get to make opportunity attacks?
Yes, you can do some opportunity attacks on the Toad.
Yay! Watch me miss anyway, because I've got terrible attack modifiers.
I'd say Tong.
It's a nat 20!
Tong, Erden, and Udea have attacks of opportunity. Rada does not feel well enough to pay attention to the fact that the Toad is leaving.
Alright, my nat 20 is a 24 total.
Yeah, that'll hit.
And double dice.
Total.
Yeah, that's not a surprise that Tong misses. She's not a melee.
What did Tong roll?
13.
That is enough to hit the stomach. There is no protection on this stomach.
Okay.
I got a
We're talking
9 damage.
that are usually protected by not so squishy outers. How much was that, Udea?
I got 9 damage.
So you got from a nat 20?
I rolled a 6 and a 2, and my modifier is +1 for damage. Adea is not combat adept. You gotta fix that, but she's gotta do some training first.
Well,
Take a couple levels in Artificer.
There is an alternative that I've seen homebrewed, where the first roll is max damage, but the second one is rolled.
I mean, 4th edition used to just be max damage. But a 6 and a 2 it means I did exactly that anyways.
It's actually what we normally do. Noted. Okay. Tong, what was your 2? Well, look at you guys. Just. Erden, did you take your attack of opportunity?
I did. It's a hitting for 20, an attack for 24.
Okay.
Then, let's see here, 7 slashing damage with 10 thunder damage.
I kid you not. It only had 17 hit points left.
Nice.
I didn't want to do it. Are you killing it, Erden?
I mean, I guess so. Yeah. If that was what was needed.
I think the question was, how are you doing this?
How am I doing it?
Yeah. Come on. Do some storytelling. How are you killing this thing?
Please tell me.
Erden who's probably familiar with toads at one point, probably realized, oh no. So then he's probably jogged around back the other side, saw everything spew everywhere, and was like, oh no. and then realized, oh, the stomach's right there. We can finally end this. And then just takes advantage and just stabs both the stomach and starts charging in a little bit into its mouth to actually get a little bit into the body itself and just start raking inside the squishy bits. Just kind of saying, I'm so sorry, I tried to avoid this.
Right. Good job, guys. You're officially out of color.
Woo!
Man.
Most traumatic experience a toad can have.
not
We didn't just
expect that.
kill it.
You eviscerated it.
Yes.
Okay.
We didn't just kill the toad. We dehydrated it and raked it.
Hey. We have frog legs for dinner.
As long as we don't broil them. Boiled frog legs are horrible. If you ever do try frog legs, do not try just boiled. Please do something better to them.
I personally was thinking to see if we could get some of the hide or maybe the eyes.
EJL wants a trophy.
Diamond eyes being cool.
I'm not saying they don't. I'm just saying you were jerking. I also really love the fact that Airden's like, I tried to tell you.
Diamond armor could be fun, but diamond eyes.
This is an epic
Oh, it's
example of
out.
I told you so.
So, I mean, like, how are you going to remove the diamond eye?
You do have your diamond cutting tools.
I do have a combination of jeweler's tools that are made to cut diamonds. I also have a dagger.
That's cool.
And I have mason's tools if that matters. I don't think it does, but I'm proficient with those too.
They are diamond tipped.
Yeah. You have your diamond tip tools that you got in Atlantis from.
Those are jeweler's tools, but I do have
okay.
those as well. I have my jeweler's tools, a mason's tools, and a dagger.
Well, do what you want to do now, because I think we are overdue for a campsite. And
Yes.
we need to get at least a little bit away from here. One, because this smells. The other reason, scavengers. So,
Like, Brina's just kind of like standing there with her tie up. I'm like, I feel useless, but at the same time, I can try and use prestidigitation if you want. Try and help you clean up. Yeah, that reeks.
What cracks me up is apparently AI has not been programmed to know what a centaur is.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
So, yeah. So what I'm getting, I'm gonna put it in the silly spot because it's silly, is this. Almost every night.
Her.
Huh?
You trying to have an image of a toad eating a centaur?
I did. But it struggled a lot. And also, their idea of crystalline is just sticking quartz crystals on top of it.
Now, whoever is not going to be doing anything with
I
the
would
toad,
say
help Rada up, because I will not be able to help her.
It failed pretty hard there.
Yeah, Erden is absolutely helping Rada up.
Yeah.
I would say that this toad looks more like what I envisioned the toad, but the entire thing is crystalline.
I mean, the skin has some of it going.
Huh?
The skin has some of it. It's not perfect, but it does have some of that iridescent, shiny gem stuff going.
Yeah, exactly. Like it's close.
All right. Well, Adea's going to go about getting her crystal eyes first, because I think that's going to be easier than getting any hide off of this thing.
Fair enough.
And while Adea is doing that, Tong is going to move out of the vomit, and
Sounds
she
good.
she is just done at this point, and she also doesn't really care at this point. She is going to completely disrobe, prestidigitate her clothes, do as much prestidigitation as she can via objectifying herself. Because that's a stipulation with prestidigitation, it has to be an object. Before putting her clothes back on.
Yeah.
She does no job to hide it because she doesn't want to risk another incident.
Peter looks away just to be polite of Tong's modesty.
Adea's too busy carving eyes out of a toad.
Aaron's
Oh,
just trying to help Rada up. Like,
Crystal
Okay,
eyes.
so I'm gonna need probably a dexterity check of some sort. Look
Dad.
up. Yeah. If Erden's helping, you get advantage.
we're worried about Rada at the moment.
You get Rada up and she's immediately like keels over and pukes.
Like there's good like 15 lay on hands just for damage, and then like another 5 just to try and get the effect of it'll of like of different lay on hands effect. Like it sucks. I'm sorry.
So Tooth is going to
Survival probably doesn't
say
count for it.
waddle-ish over to Erden because he's carrying this gigantic, weird-looking thingy, and he just goes, you need to use this on Rock. And it's like, I'd probably say twice the size of Tooth. Essentially what it is, it's a super soaker that he pulled out of his bag. I was rolling for things that could help wash Rada off, and that's the one that I ended up pulling out. I'm so sorry.
And probably like picks it up and's like, how do I use this?
That's a good question. I think that orange thingy is a lever of some sort. It was kind of moving when I was carrying it.
Yeah, it feels like it's filled with water. He probably like holds it upside down.
Waiting for Erden to try and figure out how to work it. Right up the nose.
Well, I know it's water because it dripped on me and it did not taste like it.
Let's see here. This yellow lever or this orange lever? He kind of pulls it up upside down and it kind of fires off in a random direction. Oh. Okay.
I swear Tooth is just one
Tries to do like a super sucker power wash for Rada.
Okay. Idea, I need an acrobatics check from you to see if you can get those eyes removed without damaging them.
Acrobatic. Sure,
Mhm.
that's the same as my dex modifier. My total is 16.
Yeah, I'd say you'd be able to remove them.
Yay, crystal frog eyes. Toad eyes.
I'm
They're
good
done.
enough.
I'm sure they'll clean up real nice. They are made out of diamonds, after all.
The eyeballs are not, actually.
Oh, no?
They are
They are
sapphires.
crystalline, though, right? Ooh.
Yeah.
Ooh,
They're sapphires.
sapphires.
I've got sapphire frog eyes. Toad eyes.
Actually, how big
Also,
are they
I should head to
anyways?
bed.
Right?
Oh,
Read his head.
they're like, so we're talking something that can swallow a person, and it's a big old toad. We're talking like as big as my freaking head.
Yeah,
Really, sapphires.
probably really heavy, but okay.
Oh yeah, they're gonna weigh a lot.
All right. Well, I'm going to bed. Good night, y'all.
Good night.
Yep. If this were any other campaign setting, I would say let's try to get as much of the skin as we can for Revivify. But considering Revivify is necromancy, we'd have no
Yeah.
use.
I'd want the skin to, try and use for various carving ideas or jewelry or whatnot. But only after acquiring the eyes, and only if we can actually get into the darn thing.
Right.
Actually, since they're like spheres, right? The eyes are spheres. So would they count as a cut gem? Meaning that their value is even higher than if you just pull it out of the dirt?
They're
There are certain cuts of stones like that are just smooth cuts, basically, where they're basically polished. I would assume for a toad's eyes to move as fluidly as a regular eye moves, it would probably be that kind of a cut.
I'm not terribly worried if they're not, because I can fabricate them to be that way, and it only takes 10 minutes.
Yeah.
I do have the proficiency and the required tools to make it high detail.
Yeah, I'm just kind of thinking like, what could we do with these ginormous crystals?
Sell them to Constance.
If you find the right facet in those things, you can get a star sapphire out of each. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
That's what I was thinking when I was thinking of like that smooth surface is the ones that you have for star sapphires.
How dense is sapphire? What is the volume of a person's head?
Denser the water, it's also an eighth of
That's
the
what I'm
weight.
thinking.
Oh yeah, those things. Oh.
Because they're a smooth polished sapphire, but you have to get the cut just right to bring out that star facet in them.
So, a human head is roughly 1,400 cubic centimeters, and sapphire is 3.98 grams per cubic centimeter.
Mm-hmm.
That should be a pretty easy conversion.
Which means that each of these sapphires is about 5.5 kilograms.
Huh?
It actually rounds up to 5.6 if. So we have like 10 pounds of sapphire in each eye.
12.
12, yeah.
Is that today's price standards?
We haven't even talked about price yet. We're
I
just
didn't
talking
talk about price. I just looked up the density of
Weight,
sapphire
just the weight.
and the volume of a person's head.
Because today our prices comes as cheap as 25 per carat, or as much as 11,000 per carat.
I think carrot's a whole nother calculation.
Is
That sounds like
And a
perfect
carat
plan.
is 200 milligrams.
it's 200 milligrams,
Per
and we
carat.
have
Five and a half
5.6 kilograms. We're rich.
So that's
Let's see
Mr.
here.
Math Man.
So multiply by 1 million to get to milligrams, and then divide by 200. Each of the sapphires is 27,860,000 carats.
27 million carats.
1,000
Yes.
carats.
And how many dollars was it per carat?
Minimum 25.
Maximum, like,
So we have a lot.
Yes.
Idea just became a quadrillionaire, basically. Or some obscene number of billionaire.
This is
I'm
like walking around with a
in
cart
fact
full.
at least a billionaire. If we can find somebody to buy it. Assuming Adea sells it.
I can see her selling them though, because she would value the stones as the stones themselves more than the price.
But if she sells one of them,
Like,
she's
yeah,
like a
one
really wealthy.
one. She wouldn't sell both. She'd sell one.
Oh my
Brita's
God.
just kind of standing there with her tie up. I'm like,
okay, Marco?
I just looked up the Mohs hardness comparison of steel, and well, if Adea could figure out how to build a cannon, I would be very terrified to see the sapphire being fired at me.
Yes, okay, so sapphire is corundum, which is the second hardest material out there after diamond.
Yeah.
mhm.
Not what I intended this for. It's as bad as when Henry was like, hey, tungsten knuckles. And it's like, oh.
I mean,
All
that's
right.
a really dumb use for it. We should instead be using it for, like, money
It's been
and
pretty effective, though.
enchanting material, but I'm just thinking out loud. That would be the coolest and most terrifying way to go out.
Think about this. In probably one of the more minor fights we've gone into, and we've already increased our wealth many times fold.
We made more than we did solving the murder in Atlantis.
And that was pretty good pay.
And that was pretty good pay.
All of us could right now dedicate ourselves just to making jewelry for the rest of our lives, and we would be financially fine. Just with the sapphire alone.
Emrys, so something's come up and you're on your own, man. Good luck. What are you talking about? Oh, I'm rich now. I don't need any. I don't need to do anything in my life. Peace.
Imagine if Tiberius was here.
Oh no.
Hey, keep in mind we had. I think we just did the calculations for one of the sapphire eyes.
Yes.
There's two of them.
Yes.
This is one of those moments where Tiberius might actually murder us, or he would literally just have a heart attack over the amount of money he could make and die on the spot.
Might be true.
All we have to do is just rub it in Eric's face, which I'm really good at doing. So I'm just gonna be like, hey, you could have been filthy rich tonight. You chose to do whatever it is you're doing instead.
Beautiful.
Beautiful. Beautiful.
You could have
Gonna worry about the value
most wildest dreams, you know.
Putting my two 12.28-pound sapphires into my inventory.
You know, guys, you know what we just did? We just devalued the price of sapphire.
Yes, we most certainly have.
Get to the future. How come none of these queens wear sapphires anymore? Some punks really devalued it a few years back. Okay. So it is after 10 o'clock here, so I do want to start wrapping things up. Is there anything else we want to do tonight?
I think the only thing, move away from the toad, and then have the spellcasters use Tiny Hut and start a long rest.
Okie
Clean
dokie.
ourselves
Sounds
up
like
and
a plan.
everything.
I thought you were out of spell slots that could cast that. Or is it first level?
Ritual spells don't use spell slots.
Yeah. If they ritual it, yeah.
Um,
Let me tell you, one of my favorite things about clerics was having all the rituals. I'm like,
So-
okay, well, I'm just gonna sit here and think about this for a bit.
So because Bria was not able to actually help in the combat, and now looks like she's not necessarily able to help clean up other than maybe use some prestidigitation, because right now I'm assuming Airden is just like super soaking Rada, not really knowing what he's doing, but it's like, I think this is helping.
No, it's kind of like beginner's power washing.
Beginner's power. I don't want to move towards the pile of toad vomit, but I would like to look and see if I can see anything that would indicate anything. I don't know what I'm doing, but just just kind of like, it's not because I want to necessarily, not like I'm looking for anything specific. I'm just like, it's almost like a mind exercise because I'm not sure what else to do, but I'm just looking at like the contents of a toad's stomach.
Give
Guys,
me
we
a
have a
nature check.
lifetime supply of continual flame.
What would that roll? What would that check be, Jen?
Nature.
15.
Well, it looks like there's a bunch of the normal stuff you'd see, except everything seems to be crystalline. It looks like there are pieces of insects and other bugs. Maybe part of something that looks like it could have been a mouse. A very large mouse. And very large bugs, but and there's a bunch of smaller things that you'll definitely recognize. Smaller bugs, smaller rodents, fish. Looks like it might have even eaten a smaller toad. And these are things that toads would eat.
Anything that moves.
One thing that looks suspiciously like a human-shaped arm, but the skin on it is weird. It's not human-colored skin. It's almost this translucent opalescent skin.
Hey, Airden.
Yes.
That looks like an arm, but it doesn't look right. Like the skin's all, like all the, like the toad's all sparkly gem stuff, but that looks like a different kind of. Wait, do I know what a noble is?
Yeah, you know what an opal is.
I was just sort of like considering oceanic. I have a feeling that Reno actually would know what an opal is. It looks more like an opal. What do you? What creature would have an arm like us that has skin like that?
Earn hands off the super soaker Tara. Like, here, you can work on this. And since his arms are still covered in the slime from going up into it to finish it off, he kind of just plunges his hands in, actually picks up the arm, and actually tries to look at it.
Guys, our eyes are 20 times the size of the world's largest blue star sapphire.
This is gonna be a history check
Oh, not medicine? Okay.
for you.
History. Do-do-do-do. That's not too bad. That's a 12.
There's some little bells going off in your head. You vaguely remember stories from when you were a kid about beings that were supposedly even more beautiful than your people, which your people found very offensive. But they were supposed to be kind of shiny, like opals. And that they were supposed to have wings, maybe? But they were supposed to be just like gorgeous people. But mostly you remember being told that if anybody ever told you this,
It's a lie?
it's a lie.
It's a
There's
lie.
nobody more beautiful than elves. No way. It's not possible.
We're the best.
Yeah.
Around. Nobody's ever going to bring me down.
Because I said so.
Bruce. Oh, don't bring me down.
What?
And can I do a medicine check to see how the arm was, I guess,
Removed?
extracted from the body?
Removed from the body?
Yeah.
Is that better? 18.
18.
Mhm.
It was not removed from the body. The body was digested from the arm.
Full on digestion.
It looked like this
Okay.
person was alive when they
It's not as
started
big
getting
as the world's largest ruby, though.
What was that, Jen?
it looks you can tell by the way the damage in the arm that it looks like they started being digested while they were still alive.
And there's damage on the fingernails trying to scrape their way out, and
Yep.
is there any like rings or anything on the hand? Or just any decorative, whatever?
No. If there was anything on there, it's probably been destroyed.
Well, it looks like we have a grave to make.
You know what kind of person it is?
Doesn't matter as long as they're treated like a being.
Well, yes, of course that. I'm not asking about that for the funeral. Duh, we'll have a funeral and bury but you know what kind of being it was? That's what I was curious about.
Oh, probably just a local.
The locals have opalescent skin.
Apparently.
Would...
I only heard rumors about it, and it was always an insult, so it's probably true.
I mean, it would not be... It would not be surprising considering the Atlanteans had a stone-like skin.
I mean, look at
know.
my skin. It's a little opalescent. For a human, anyways.
It's so close. It's alabaster, you might say.
Get it right.
So,
Oh my gosh, you look like Megan.
well, now we have an idea of what the locals look like. I'd like to see the a full local. But yes, let's go dig a grave and then find a place away from here where we can set up camp.
Yeah, this stuff is... I hope this stuff isn't permanent, because I do not want my hands to permanently smell like this.
I'll help with prestidigitation if you need it, like honestly, because that it reeks. And like Brina's just like trying so hard not to just gag. But gagging
Yeah.
anyway.
I imagine there's like scrunched up faces everywhere.
I think I know why Rada rolled so low on her Constitution save. It's because her passive
Mhm.
perception's so high.
The drawbacks of being able to notice everything. You can't
I
stop.
smelled it all, and I tasted it, and the bile got in my mouth. Ugh.
And because Rada is not feeling well, Tong's only going to be the one casting the Tiny Hut. In fact, she'll use one of her class abilities to, while casting it ritually, it will only take the normal casting time of 1 minute.
Okay. Sweet.